Tom had some big plans for his last day before he retired. He had to actually work on Thanksgiving Day, and he thought, I'm going to make today count. So he goes to work, and he is the captain of a ferry. So he's out and about with his crew, and they hear about a woman who has fallen overboard, not of their boat, but of someone else's boat, and they took off to rescue her. Ended up saving her life on Thanksgiving, on his last day before he retired. How awesome is that?
Hey,
He worked for the ferry company, and I don't know if he's ever rescued anybody before, but he'd worked there for 25 years.
And on his last day, on Thanksgiving, saves a lady's life.
Right? I mean, that is the way to retire in style.
Rob and Liz, his morning crew.
I've had so many shortages in my life, paper towels and detergent, and now, what?
Chicken tenders. Well, they're going up like $1, just about.
I know.
Yeah.
Do you do any grocery shopping much?
No.
Okay, neither does my husband, but I do. And I'll notice each time that I'm going to the grocery store, I'm like, wait a minute, what? That's how much a pound? Are you kidding me?
Mm-hmm.
So, chicken tenders are going up, like you said, about $1 a pound. $1 a pound. But they're getting harder to find as well, even if you want to pay the extra $1 a pound.
Is this the stuff that's breaded? Or is it just...
I think it's just because I will buy sometimes, it's an indulgence. If you buy the chicken tenders where they've taken like the breast of the chicken and made it into tenders.
Oh, so they cut it up and they're
smaller.
ready to go.
Yes.
Okay.
It makes it a little easier for you if you're busy, mom or dad who does all the cooking. So, but they're a little pricier. So
that's too bad.
I know. And now they're harder to find. But also if you're going through whatever fast food restaurant or sit down restaurant that has chicken tenders.
No.
Yeah, the price is going up because they have to pass it along to the consumer.
What's the Chick-fil-A people going to do? Or Popeyes?
Well, they'll still have them. That
KFC.
Might cost you a little
What
more.
about the chicken nuggets at McDonald's?
Rob and Liz, his morning crew.
It's the worst when the Christmas lights get all tangled up. You don't even know what to do with it. Can be the worst. His morning crew with Rob and Liz, his radio.
It was like that for a neighbor. So these people looked out their lawn and they saw, oh, look, across the street, there's a deer with antlers with lights on it. And they're like, that doesn't look too good, especially since the deer went away from that lawn and went into somebody else's.
Oh, wow. They gave it away.
No. It's a deer.
Yeah.
With Christmas lights in his antlers.
Yeah, just like I have in my front yard. I have two.
You have deer? They got into your Christmas lights?
No, they came with Christmas lights.
No, this deer got into the Christmas lights. You're talking about fake. I'm talking about a real deer. You're talking about a Christmas decoration.
You're talking about a real deer?
Real deer.
Who put Christmas lights on the real deer?
They think it got into somebody's lights. Yeah, so now it's all over Alberta, and even in the middle of the day, you can drive around. There's the deer with the lights all up in its antlers.
Are they battery powered?
No, they're not turned on.
Sometimes.
Every now and then, he stops at a convenience store and uses the plug outside.
Just to recharge.
Just to
He's
see.
really in the spirit.
Yeah, and they're trying to catch him so that they can get the lights out of his antlers, and they can never catch him.
No, I would not think so. They're kind of skittish, especially this time of year.
So the first spotting of this deer was November 3rd.
And he's had the Christmas lights on since then.
Yeah, here we are in December and still has the Christmas lights all up in its antlers.
Aw, poor baby.
Yeah, but there's a ton of sighting. The deer are all over. They're in the neighborhoods. I don't know if you've ever been to Key West, but in Key West, there is a key that has small deer on it, and they're everywhere in lawns and stuff like that. Alberta kind of reminds me of that with the deer that's all over the place because they're in lawns and all that stuff.
Oh, it makes sense to me in my mind in Alberta, not at all in Key West.
Oh, they're tiny.
Yeah, I guess I can see.
They're small.
Sure. Huh. Okay, I have deer in my yard all the time. I see families of deer as I drive in the morning.
Oh, better watch out. Yeah, they don't get in your lights.
Rob and Liz, his morning crew.
6 years ago, Wanda sent out a text and she said, I want to remind you that Thanksgiving is Thursday at 3 o'clock or whatever the case was. And when she sent it, it mistakenly went to Jamal. She was sending it to her nephew, I think, but it went to Jamal.
Went to the wrong one. You probably know that. That was
Yeah.
6 years ago.
But they've spent Thanksgiving together every year since, which is amazing to me. So Wanda's husband passed away last year, but Jamal and his girlfriend were there for the family, to help them get through. They were there again this year. So we've heard this story for years. Netflix finally said, this will make a really good movie. They're going into production, from what I understand, very soon, and possibly will have it on Netflix by next Thanksgiving.
I wonder how they're going to do the movie.
I don't know.
I mean, the plot is you sent the text to the wrong person, and then they come for Thanksgiving.
Well,
know?
I think they'll, to me, if I were the director or the writer, I guess, screenplay writer, I would look at both of their backgrounds and see, why did he accept? And why did she continue with the message of, well, you can still come. You're not my family, my biological family, but you can come on. The more the merrier. So why did they both make those decisions? And then the relationship, how did it grow since then?
Yeah, it's a neat thing. And a lot of people talk about this every year because he still goes back.
Yeah.
Which is really nice.
And, that will be a Netflix movie I think I would watch.
I hope it's a nice, good, feel-good
I do
movie.
too.
We need more of those.
Rob and Liz, his morning crew.
I have to ask Liz this because I've never been to an IKEA in my life. I've only driven by them.
Okay.
Food?
Yeah.
I know it's not a grocery store, but there's food?
Yeah. You can buy meatballs. You can buy all kinds of things.
Oh, so it is a grocery store with furniture?
Yes. I wouldn't call it a grocery store. There are just some things that you can get.
Okay.
Some food items.
Good thing, because in Denmark it snowed so bad that the people that were there at night got stuck.
Like the employees?
In the blood. There were 6 people that were shopping.
Oh, my goodness.
So they were stuck there. 24 people that were working there were stuck there. So they had to stay there the entire night. So they made, the best of it. They played games. They slept in the beds. And here's the nice, and I guess you would call it a cute thing. They even sang the employees lullaby songs as their guests were falling asleep. Now, it's Dutch.
You get it.
And I'll come down again. I don't know what the song is. Oh, Liz is getting tired. But very nice, so sweet.
That is so nice that they took care of them. First of all, I got to think, you knew there was a blizzard. Did you not check your weather app?
Well,
and see
12 inches all of a sudden, it was like, whoa, this is worse than what we thought.
So they thought, because they're probably used to driving in the snow, maybe unlike we are around Carolinas and Georgia.
It was pretty bad. I mean, you couldn't see whiteouts and all that other stuff. So they had a good night's sleep. They were able to get up the next morning, have some meatballs, and then, get on with the rest of their day.
Rob and Liz, his morning crew.
I have to say that I've indulged in some. It's Rob and Liz, his morning crew on his radio, the Christmas specials.
Oh, yes.
Watched Santa
absolutely.
Claus the other day, and I'm like, oh, yeah, the part where they're talking about the toy you never got for Christmas. I never got this. That's why I don't believe in Santa.
I know. That was, the mom said, first date, it was some board game that she didn't get. And then.
Good memory.
The stepdad was talking about the weenie whistle, like an Oscar Mayer weenie whistle.
Yeah,
He
never got that.
He never got.
Yeah. I don't know if you've ever had a toy you wanted and you never got.
I mean, I guess there were things, I'm sure, that I put, on my list. And
You don't recall?
I don't have. I think there was a baby doll. I wanted Baby Alive. I didn't get Baby Alive.
I don't even know what that is.
Well, you feed Baby Alive, and almost immediately you have to change
For
her
real?
diaper. Yeah.
Oh.
She
Wow.
doesn't hold it so well.
No
so-
wonder why they didn't want to get that one.
I don't think it. I think my daughter had one, and I don't think it was that messy. I don't remember that. So I think that was the only thing that I can, but I don't have like these unresolved feelings about it that I didn't get.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm glad she came to terms with all of that. Hey, check out the open mic or even call. Open mics on the My His Radio app. You'll see it right there. Chime into the conversation. Or 800-447-7234. Merry Christmas. It's Rob and Liz. We're His Radio.
Rob and Liz, his morning crew.
You get older and you realize, well, it's not what you get and receive. It's what really Christmas is all about. It's Rob and Liz, his morning crew on His Radio. But yet we're scarred by the things we didn't get when we were kids on the Christmas list.
My sister would get so upset almost every Christmas because something was left off, and she had a really hard time masking her emotions if she was disappointed. And I remember one Christmas in particular, she got like gloves and a hat. That was one of the gifts. And when she opened it, she just melted, and not a good way. Like just bawled. Went to the bathroom and bawled.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
And I was 7 years younger. I am still 7 years younger than she is.
Yeah,
that doesn't
thing.
change. And I remember just going, "You got to be kidding me."
Come on, big
on.
sis. Come on. Let's check in with Jake and Ninja, our producers. What about you guys?
Well, I always wanted a puppy, like to wake up on Christmas morning, a little pup under the tree with a ribbon, and I even thought I had tricked him one year and said I wanted a dog that walks and talks by itself, but I got a mechanical dog.
Oh, no.
You're smart parents.
I know. They're like, that's what she asked for.
Hey, she got exactly what she wanted there. Kelly's here at 800-447-7234. What was it for you, Kelly?
I didn't get Legos. I wanted Legos in the worst way one Christmas, and I ended up getting lock blocks. And it was such a disappointment when I saw lock blocks and not Legos.
What did you do with the blocks?
Well, they weren't very universal, and just weren't good. They didn't have all the little windows, and all they were was just little square rectangles, and I wanted the little people, and I wanted the windows and the chimney and the trees, and all I got was little blocks. And, I know my parents probably didn't have the money, but back then I just didn't understand it, and now I do. They were a little bit more thrifty.
You must have thrown a fit.
I did. I think I was a brat when I was little. I really do. And believe me, I was paid back because I had a son that did the same thing to me.
Rob and Liz, his morning crew.
Jenny is along with us at 800-447-7234. What's going on, Jenny?
So I just heard y'all talking about mincemeat cookies and trying to figure out what it was. And I just wanted to let you know, I grew up on mincemeat cookies. It was like something that my mom made every year. And it comes in a jar. I don't know if it has meat in it. I'm sure it does. But it also has apples and raisins and cinnamon. And it's this really like home flavor. So I just wanted to let y'all know that it's actually a sweet thing. I think there is meat in it, but it's really, really good.
What kind of memories do you have when you think about mincemeat cookies?
I don't know. My mom made them every single year. She grew up on them. My grandma made them every year. And it was just something that we always had. My stepbrother actually every year, that was his all-time favorite. He was like, when are you going to make a batch of mincemeat cookies?
My wife makes sugar cookies every year.
Yeah. Oh, memory is something you have to have that your family asks for sure. Joyce said that mincemeat, she seems to know, she actually went to a Google search and she found it's chopped dried fruit, spices, sometimes beef suet. I don't know what that is, S-U-E-T, beef or venison. And she said originally mincemeat always contained meat.
Nice.
So then Susan said American mincemeat is apple-based. The American version is sold in jars in stores, but if you want the real version of mincemeat, you can only get it from a butcher.
That would make sense.
So
right?
If I make these cookies, I want the original.
So you have to go to a butcher.
Wow, not just the meat section at a grocery store, an actual butcher.
Yeah.
Okay.
So go. You can find several.
Rob and Liz, his morning crew.
I know it was a popular program back in its day, but I had no idea it had conventions.
Thank you for being a friend.
It's Rob and Liz, his morning crew on his radio. Really? That has a convention?
It's the first one ever, I think. It's kind of like Comic-Con, which is for like comic book, enthusiasts, that kind of thing.
Superheroes stuff.
Yeah, but this one's called Golden Con. And it's going to happen next year somewhere near Chicago. And it's called Thank You for Being a Fan.
Oh, well, there you go.
So-
Off the little jingle about the show.
Yeah, so it's only like a couple of days, but they're going to have markets. They're going to have entertainment. They're also going to have trivia based on the Golden Girls. I will say I've really not been a huge fan of the Golden Girls. I'll watch it every now and then if there's nothing else on, but it's fun.
This has to be because Betty White is turning 100.
Is she turning 100 this
Yeah.
year?
No, next year.
I mean, next year.
I think it's like January.
Oh, well, it could be.
That's the only thing why I think that they're doing this.
Well, they said it's the first annual, so I think they're planning on, of course, Betty White's going to live forever, is what people think.
It kind of seems like it, right?
Rob and Liz, his morning crew.
If you ever wanted Toys R Us to make a comeback, wow, are they? Their flagship store is going to be in Jersey at the American Dream Mall. I don't know if you've ever heard of this mall. The mall is huge. This is the best place to do this launch because the Toys R Us is going to be 2 stories, and they've got this slide that's going to be on the inside. That's 2-story slide. I mean,
wow.
they're really pulling out all the stops on this. I think it'll be better than the one they had on Times Square.
Oh, yeah.
Because that was quite the store to go to.
I don't know that I ever went to the Toys R Us
on Times Square.
I don't, because I've been to Times Square, but I don't remember. They must have closed before my first visit.
It's
there.
possible. Oh, the thing was gigantic.
Oh, wow. I know that they had put some like satellite stores in Macy's this year for Toys R Us.
Oh, this thing's going to be in the American Dream Mall. That's in Jersey. And I don't know if you've ever heard of this mall. You know how the Mall of America,
Minneapolis, right?
they have a theme park on the inside of it. This mall that Toys R Us is going to be in, the American Dream Mall, has a theme park, has a water park, has ski slopes, has a skating rink. I mean, the thing is huge. I'm leaving out a lot. Climbing wall. I mean, it's huge on the inside. And then it's like 3 stories high. It's got all these restaurants and, of course, all of the shops that you would see at a mall.
I was gonna
Malls,
say.
I see that doesn't seem like they're as popular as they used to be anymore. It seems like more stores are leaving than going in. But this mall, oh, my word.
Yeah, there's been a big turn to do like strip malls almost instead of an actual, one structure, everything's on the inside. But maybe they're trying to make a comeback with this as well. But it seems like you would almost have to take a vacation to go to this mall.
If you say, I'm going to go to the mall this weekend, usually I'm like, I don't want to go.
No,
but if
an
this
hour.
mall was in town, I'd be there because I'd be playing at the theme park.
Rob and Liz, his morning crew.
Yeah, we're talking virtual cookie swap because we need your recipes for the virtual cookie swap. If you send in your recipe and I decide to make it in Lizz's Ugly Bakery, you could get a Lizz's Ugly Bakery apron. Not everybody has one. They're limited edition. So I got a text from my sister, and she said, you got to remember the orange slice cookies that were our daddy's favorite. And I was like, what in the world is that? I don't remember them being called orange slice cookies.
So you make cookies out of orange slices?
Yeah, the orange slices that you get, in the little clear bag or whatever. Evidently, you cut them up. I never made them, but I do remember him liking them.
What do you mean orange slices in a clear bag?
So they sell them. I always see them at convenience stores.
Really?
Right. So I don't even know what the brand is, but I guess Brock's has them as well. But they're sugar coated and they're kind of sticky.
What?
Yeah, they look like orange slices.
Oh, okay.
like a jelly
I was taking it
almost.
literal.
Oh, no. It's like a candy that you...
All right.
Yeah, they're kind of sticky.
Seriously, I was thinking orange slices. I was thinking you eat an orange, you keep the slice, you make a cookie out of the orange slices. I'm like, really?
Evidently, Ninja knows something about
Oh, for
them.
real?
Pretty sure you're thinking of peach rings
No, there's orange slices.
that are sugar coated.
Yes. You've never seen
No,
what?
I'm thinking of the peach rings.
Am I in an alternate universe? No, they have peach rings. Probably. They do. They have peach rings, but they have the orange slices. They're a little thicker. The peach slices
So
are,
they look like
Yeah.
an orange slice, is what
They
you're
do.
saying. But
They
that's
do.
not actually an orange slice.
No, it's kind of artificially flavored orange. But yeah, they're not an actual orange slice.
But what did you call them, Ninja?
Peach rings.
Peach rings.
That's
It's
different.
a peach ring.
No, that's different. It's 100% different.
So maybe you're really making these orange slice cookies out of orange slices,
I
not
know.
the peach ring.
Look, I'm like I'm looking up the orange slice cookies, and it
Are
says
you believing everything you see in Google?
in a recipe. Sure.
Rob and Liz. His morning crew.
Great debate. What is an orange slice cookie? It's made out of real orange slices or not? It's Rob and Liz, this morning crew on his radio.
Yeah, and you had never heard of an orange slice.
I know what an orange slice is, but not this contraption or whatever this snack, I guess, is that you're talking about.
Well, April said her grandmother used to use the orange slices, so I know that there's an actual thing, to make an orange delight cake every single Christmas. But she would cut up the candies as well. My dad,
Candies?
yeah, one of his favorite cookies was an orange slice cookie where you did that. Denise sent a picture. She texted in a picture of the orange slices. Yeah, I mean, they're by Brock's. There's a couple of other companies that do them. Rayfel told us it was also by Brock's, but it's I don't even know how to describe the jelly that it's with sugar. Sugar
They look
all
like
over it.
gummies.
Not really like gummies. They're a little different. Gummies you chew a little bit more, I think.
I don't know.
These your
Anyway,
teeth slice
okay.
right through.
I thought they were orange slices, but I was wrong.